Hey guys, new review video for you today. This time we're looking at another Kitty Hawk kit, this time their 1/48 scale F-94C. Let's get into it. Now, much like the F-35 that I reviewed earlier, all the plastic is molded in this sort of dark gray color. Detail is very nicely molded in. It's very fine panel line detail, decent amount of detail in various bays. One thing to note though, there are some minor ejector pin markings here on the inside of these flaps. However, I think based on at least my eye of how small they are, I think they'll get covered up when if you prime properly. Moving on the other side of the wing rocket pods, as well as the tail, much the same level of detail. Here we have some various odds and end parts, inlets, nose cone, another drop tank, the seats. Now, why these seats do lack detail, that the kit does include photo etch, which I'll get to in a second. Landing gear detail is a little sparse, but again, you're going to be adding photo etch, so doesn't need as much molded on detail. Landing gear doors do look good. Again, not a lot of surprise there. As I said, there's a lot of detail that it's included with the photo etch sheet that comes with it. Clear parts are all good. I got no complaints here. Everything's nicely molded, fine lines. It'd be fairly easy to mask and get ready for painting. Next up, we have the two fuselage halves, various areas opened up. Again, very high quality molding. Excuse me, not a lot to say there in terms. There is no molded in side detail for the cockpit area, so that's something that unfortunately they did not include. Similarly with the control panel here, it's all taken care of via photo etch panels. So unfortunately it would have been nice had they included it, so you could at least have the option to go the molded in route. But other than that, detail's good, very nicely done. Continuing on, now kit does include some weights in form of these ball bearings, which was an interesting little surprise. And here we can see all the various parts for the photo etch, control panels, side panels, what have you. Which is a nice inclusion with the fact that it comes out of the box with this, as well as the belts and such for the seats, which is, as I said, a nice addition. Now it also includes a decal for the control panels, but I would say if you're going to use it, I'd take a punch die to it and cut out the various little gauges and such, and just use those small parts. Now, as far as the markings go, they're all very crisply they're very sharp. They're protected by this sort of plasticky film thing that goes over the top of it, which is a nice little addition, as it does keep the markings protected. But other than that, it's all very straightforward. Since this is a newer kit, there is no yelling, so yeah. Overall, very, very high quality. I've been thus far very impressed with Kitty Hawk's offerings. So moving on to the instruction sheet, honestly, first giving our parts breakdown, then moving on to instructions. Everything's fairly nicely done. It shows you where to use what and so forth. So in that regards, it's a fairly nicely done instruction sheet. There's no real super complicated sub-assemblies aside from just having to deal with all the photo etch in the various places. One thing I do like, and we'll see in a minute, is the fact that it does give you the option of having the wing rocket pods either attached with the cap in place without, and the fact that it has them not molded already into the wings, which is nice, as some of the earlier versions of the F-94C didn't have this, as they came later. So overall, very great set of options. Would have been nice had they included in the instruction sheet the other side view, simply because that would make things a little easier, but I can understand them just going with this single-sided and just telling you the call out for the opposite side. Anyway, though, you do get two options. This one, which we see on the cover, and then this blue one. I'm more than certain there are additional decal options out there, but yeah. Now, for a very new company, as I said, Kitty Hawk's been thus far put out two very excellent kits, and this is one I would definitely recommend to pick up. It's a little more complicated than I would say is recommendable for someone who's a beginner, but for everybody else, definitely this is one to pick up, as it's an interesting subject, interesting looking aircraft, and you'll definitely get a lot of fun out of it. So that was a look at Kitty Hawk's 1/48 scale F-94C, and until next time.